Hello, your friendly neighborhood Mr. Stone here, and today we are going to take a look at mean, median, and mode, and how these can apply to different situations. As well as we're going to look at weighted averages as well toward the end of this. So, for starters, let's look at mean. So, in order to look at any of these, though, we're going to need to have a data set. So, let's say our data is points 11, 21, 23, let's say 24, and let's do something interesting, 84. All right. To get the mean, you have to take the sum of all data and then divide that by the number of values that you've got, the number of data values. So in this case, we would take 11 plus 21 plus 23 plus 24 plus 84, calculate all of that, and we've got 5 points. So plug that into your calculator, and you should get what? I'll wait. Okay, pause if you need another moment. We should have here 163 over 5, and then after the division, that will give you 32.6. That's it. That's your mean. Median is a little bit, in some ways simpler, in some ways it can be a little trickier. Let's take these same points, 11, 21, 23, 24, and 84. Okay, and I'm just going to mark this one here. We're going to come back to it. This is our mean. So for the median, that is your middle data value. And what I mean by that is if you go through and you eliminate one on the high side, one on the low side, what you're left with will be your median. Okay, you're not averaging really anything here. The caveat to that is as long as you've got an odd number of data values, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's find the median for this data set here. So 11 is my lowest. I'm also going to get rid of my highest there, the 84. I get rid of 21, get rid of 24, I'm left with 23. 23 is the median. That's it. Notice how we've got a difference between our median for the value and our mean. Why do you think this mean is greater than the median? The 84 that we looked at tended to weight the mean a little bit to the higher side of things. A lot of our other points here are, we've got 11, we've got a lot of them here in the 20s, but this one is so much greater and so far away from all the other points that the mean tends to, in this case, increase that more than really all the other points, right? All the other points are less than what your mean is there. Okay, and that's caused just because this is so far removed from all the others. You could have the same thing on the low end, but when you've got a big disparity, a big gap between some of your data points, you could get something a little bit odd like this. Your median, in this case, is a lot closer to a lot of the data values, right? Because you've got 11, 21, 23, 24. So sometimes median can be a better choice if you want to find what the quote-unquote average data value is. Sometimes mean can be. You really have to look at it and do a little bit of interpretation based on the data that you've got. If you see them, the points are more spread out, especially in one direction compared to the other. So in this case, we've got kind of a little bit more on the higher end there. Here's where we've got a little bit of spread. That can indicate that our mean is off. If we had a balance in the same direction, then yeah, our mean might be a little bit more accurate, but in this case we do not. All right. One other thing for median, if we were to have an even number of points. So let's go through this again. I'm going to take pretty much the same thing that I've got up there, except I'm going to add in one more data point here, 26 and 84. Now I go through and I'm eliminating one high and one low. And now I'm left with 23 and 24. Well, what do I do now? In this case, you have an even number of data values. Just add 23 plus 24 and then divide by 2. You'll be left with 23.5. That would be, for this set, because we are working with a different set here, this would be your median for this set. Okay, and mode is simply, let's say we've got data values of 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 9, 10. Mode is the data value that repeats most often. So I've got 2 5s, but I have 3 7s. Therefore, the 7 repeats the most. 7 is your mode. Okay. One other thing we're going to look at is weighted averages. Okay. For weighted averages, you might see that, for example, in a report card. So, in university, a student in their freshman year might take 3 classes: Class A, Class B, and Class C. These classes will have a number of credits assigned to them. Generally, the more credits a course is worth, the more often it meets during the week, or the longer it meets during the week. And that also increases the value of the grades that you get in there. And then you'd get a grade. Okay. So let's say Class A is worth 3 credits, Class B is worth 4 credits, and then Class C is going to be worth, let's say that's 5. Let's have it all nice and tidy there. So the total number of credits that the student is taking during this semester would be, add these guys up, 3, 4, and 5, 12 credits total. And let's look at the grades. Let's say that for Class A, B, and C, hey, you know what? Let's say the student gets an A, a B, and a C. That's convenient, huh? Usually in universities, these grades are weighted. So an A would be worth 4, a B is 3, a C is 2, and a D is 1. Some universities are a little bit different. Your mileage may vary. What this would mean is you can think of it in terms of points. So if I've got 3 credits and an A is worth 4, and we said a B is 3 and a C is 2, you would multiply your number of credits by the points that you got for the grade. So 3 times 4, let's make a new column over here, we'll just call it points. 3 times 4, well, hey, that's 12. 4 times 3, oh, deja vu, that's 12 again. And then 5 times 2 gives you 10. Total all of these up, and you're left with 34. Now you do not divide this 34 by the number of classes that you've got if you are looking for your GPA, your grade point average. You would take this 34 and you would divide it by the total number of credits. Okay, so it's simply points divided by your number of credits. 34 divided by 12, and that simply gives us a GPA of 2.83. And that's it. All these classes are not weighted the same. So in this case, this class, our last one down here, because it's for 5 credit hours, it's going to have a stronger impact on your GPA because you're spending more time there. The thought is that's more reflective of how you are doing as a student because you're spending more time there. If you're doing A quality work for 5 hours a week, that's fantastic. You should be getting more points for that. If you are not doing A quality work, if you're doing C quality, well then your record should reflect that as well. This could also be the same thing if you were looking at, let's say, the weight of fish, if someone goes fishing, and let's say that they're going out to catch some fish, and they catch 3 fish that weigh 1 pound. They catch 4 fish that weigh 3 pounds, and they catch 1 fish that weighs 5 pounds. You can do kind of the same thing here. You've got a total number of 3 plus 4 plus 1, 8 total fish, and what's your total weight? Okay, so in order to get your total weight for all these, you've got 3 fish that weigh 1 pound. 3 times 1 gives you have 3 pounds of 3 pounds of 1 pound fish. Okay, because you have 3 fish, each one weighs a pound, that's 3 pounds. 4 times 3 would give you 12. You have 12 pounds of fish that weigh 3 pounds each. And then you've got your 1 5-pound fish. 1 times 5 is that. Okay, so this column over here is just indicating your total weights for all fish in the categories. And then add all these up, and that's your total catch for the day. 3 plus 12 plus 5 would give you 20. So you've got 20 pounds. And then you already said that you've got 8 fish. So take your total amount of weight, divide by the number of fish that you've got, 8, and your average is going to come out to be about 2.5 pounds per fish. Okay, so we looked a little bit at weighted averages. We also reviewed mean, median, and mode. Feel free to go back over this video. It will not get tired. I am happy to repeat this information to you again and again. If you have more detailed questions, please feel free to contact me. I want to make sure that you are able to do awesome. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a fantastic day.